Hi there, Taurus. Welcome to my channel. This is Yetta Pearl. I'm so glad that you've joined me today. So this is your reading for July 19 through 25. And we are going to see what it is that your guardian angels want you to see and know and feel and hear today. And so, as always, this is your angels coming to talk to mine, to give me your messages to give to you. So it's things that maybe you just haven't been receiving or noticing. Maybe you've been too busy, or maybe you're kind of blocked in some way. Chances are a lot of this will be familiar to you. You'll think to yourself that, well, yeah, I knew that, So it's confirmation for you that you're on the right path, that you're getting your messages, that you're understanding properly. And sometimes there's things in here which you did not get at all, but they do resonate with you. So, and some of it you won't resonate with because this is a general reading. So that just means it's for somebody else. So no worries, just leave it. It's fine. You don't need to try and create that to match your life. Just if it does match your life, then great, right? So let's see what, whoops. Oh, just about went. Okay. And then this deck always comes forward for you, Taurus. And I can never remember, for the life of me, I cannot remember the name of this deck. And I keep intending to look it up and I forget every time. So anyway, if anybody knows what that's called, please leave me a message and let me know. And so these, almost all of my cards are old ones. I've been doing this for a number of years now. And so the author was Doreen Virtue. And she no longer creates these cards. She has changed the trajectory of her life. And so she no longer makes these. And so sometimes you can find them on Amazon, but sometimes they're just only available if you find a used set. And so I'm really, really treasuring that I have these cards, that they work so well for me. I did check in, with my teacher, Cindy Smith, as well as my own self and, of course, my angels. I did ask about, now that the author has changed what she believes, are these cards still accurate? Can they still be used? And the answer was yes, definitely. For one thing, because when they were created, the energy was beautiful and pure. And for another thing, because of my intention as I'm using them, then they maintain the ability to relay the messages. So they are simply a tool. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so let's start with this one. Who do you need to forgive? This has been a real theme this week for so many of the signs, and for the world energy, as I do that every day on Facebook. Who do you need to forgive? And the answer almost always is yourself. Without forgiving yourself, you cannot make progress. And when you forgive yourself, then forgiveness of others becomes unnecessary. Does that make sense to you? So when there's a situation that you feel requires forgiveness of some kind, that you're sitting in judgment of somebody or the situation or the event or whatever it is, look to yourself. Look inside yourself first, because there are people who don't find that the whole thing requires forgiveness at all. They're fine with it. And so it's something within you that is being triggered for you to think that it was not right. So look inside and see, why is it that you feel that that was wrong or that was bad or that requires forgiveness? And you'll find that it's a trigger within you, something that has happened in your life or somebody close to you. And as soon as you can clear that energy, change your perspective on it, create some understanding and some acceptance for the other party, then you will find that forgiveness of them is no longer required. And then it's time to forgive yourself for your part in the situation, right? As soon as you've done that, then there's nothing wrong in your perception, right? So So then there is no other forgiveness required. So it's up to you then to release those old resentments and the old anger and stuff like that, because that is how you move forward. Holding on to that does not affect anybody else in your life, in your world. Okay, in a fringes way, it does. It makes it so that your behavior contains that energy, and so the people around you get treated to that energy, right? But in truth, the only person you're really hurting by holding on to that old energy is your own self. So be good to yourself and let yourself forgive. Yeah. Okay, so kind of in the same vein, then, once you learn to get rid of some of that old stuff, and it'll be different things, they'll crop up here, there, and wherever. It won't all come at once. So as you do that, as you can get rid of those old belief systems and the old things that are holding you back, the old lack of forgiveness, then you become more and more your own self, your own individual. Feels like you've been kind of hiding behind faces, masks, things like that. It depends who you're with, how you act and react. Gradually, slowly, stop yourself from doing that. Be aware of it first, right? Like maybe you act differently with, people from church as compared to you do with people from your work life. Or you act differently with your parents than you do with other people, or however that goes, or certainly with your kids you'll act different than you do with other people. The more that you can make it so that your behavior is the same no matter who is around, no matter who's listening or watching, no matter what the situation is, that you don't change your behavior to reflect that, right? The more authentic you will be, and the more you will love yourself. And then the less forgiveness required, right? It's all a progression, so be very nice to yourself, be aware, one tiny little thing at a time, and as long as you're working towards it, well, you got it made, right? So you open the door to positive experiences and opportunities with your positive expectations and energy. Yeah. So no complaining. That's what that means. No complaining. The more negative energy you have, the more you will attract negative energy. The more positive energy you have, the more you will attract positive energy and experiences and prosperity and love and people and all the great stuff, right? So the more you expect that great stuff, keep out of the doomsday stuff energy. Oh, well, this never goes right for me anyway, so I don't even know why I'm trying. Well, it's bound to not go well when you feel that way, right? It can't help it. It's the law of attraction. And what you put out there is what you're attracting. That's what level you're vibrating at. So if you're vibrating way down here, really low, then that's what you're going to attract to you. The more you think positively, the more you appreciate your surroundings and appreciate what you have and what you've received, the higher your vibration goes. And then you're attracting other things at that same high vibration. It cannot be changed. It is the law of attraction. It is just like the law of gravity. It always works, no matter what. So keeping the faith, keeping that optimism is what's going to really, really continue to bring all the good stuff to you. Yeah, that's awesome. Totally awesome. And so also, clearing debts. And so this is, they're talking not only about money. This is, okay, angels, help me define this. This is karmic debt, kind of. So things that you used to think and feel are coming around, and you're in a much better place now. So you have a lot more resources when that karmic debt is negative, which, if that's what you were putting out all that time ago, then that's what you'll be receiving now. But you have all these resources now to diffuse that, to change it, to deal with it quickly and easily. And so that part, it's probably not going to just be easy peasy, but it also won't be bringing you low. I mean, you'll be aware of it, but you'll just do it. It'll be fine. Some of it, though, is the really good, awesome karmic debt, right? So that it's coming to you, and it was great what you put out then. And so now you get to receive more great. Same thing that they're talking about here with the keeping the positive energy going. That's more what this feels like. For some of you, there is a bit of a money debt as well, but it doesn't feel overwhelming at all. It feels like something that you're making a lot of great progress on. And so you can be really proud of that. And let me just see if there's more. It's like you feel lighter. It's like you feel like you're very confident. You know what's going on. You know how to handle this. You know you're on track and everything is going according to that, and you're doing well. So now anytime that you have a little bonus bit of money or resources or whatever, then you can choose if you're going to put that also on that debt and reduce it even further. And so a lot of the time that will be the right thing to do. There will be times, though, that you decide to play. Maybe it's time for a vacation, or you'll get something new for the family or whatever. But you'll have the freedom to make that choice. And that's the beauty of clearing out those debts, is that now you have the freedom of financial choice. Beautiful. And so here you are, being careful as to how you spend your money. Now, some of you can tend to be miserly. You can tend to be too strict with, not buying something because you don't want to spend the money. Sometimes that stands you, good. That's a good thing for you. Other times, you know what? Life would be so much easier for the whole family if you would just spring for that thing. And, you might miss that money for a little while, but you are continuing to contribute to it. You're continuing to bring in more. And this is part of your flow, right? Like if you never spend money, then there's never space to receive more money. It is a flow, always. And so sometimes, and your angels are certainly not saying all the time. Definitely a lot of the time it is totally appropriate to not be spending that money on the thing, because the thing would be foolish, would be broken right away maybe, or whatever the case may be, right? So it is a discerning thing. But here we're back to this choice now, right? The more you clear the debts, the more financial space you have, and then the more you can be discerning as to what exactly you choose to spend it on or invest it in, right? So those are your choices, and you're doing so well. Like your angels are just proud of you. They're just, yay, they're clapping for you. It's awesome. It's awesome. And so spring, whatever it is you're manifesting, by spring, it will all be here. It's a huge deal. So some of you are like, oh my gosh, spring is so far away. We've only just finished spring, and now we have 3/4 of the year to go yet. It's only 3/4 of the year, right? In the grand scheme of things, this is not 10 years. It's not 20 years. It's less than a year. And by spring, everything that you've been manifesting recently is coming to you. So be careful what you're manifesting. Okay, is what your angels are saying. So here now we're back to this staying positive, keeping the faith, being optimistic, all that stuff. And, stay out of the energy of complaining. Because if you're complaining, that's what you're bringing to you. That's what you're manifesting. And by spring, it'll all come crashing down, right? That's kind of what they're showing me. They didn't really say crashing down, but they said it, it comes to a head then, right? And that you then become aware of all the fallout, everything that comes to fruition from your perspective, from your frame of mind. It's you that's bringing this. So be aware, right? Mostly this feels really positive. Mostly it feels like exactly where you're supposed to be and how you're supposed to be doing it. But now is the time. Here is kind of like your prior warning that if you find yourself falling into the negativity or the low energy stuff, Now's the time to bring yourself out of that, because between now and spring is when you have to manifest what exactly it is that you want instead of what you don't want, right? Okay, awesome. And so let's find one more card here from the daily guidance cards, which your angels are going to bring out for you here in a minute. And we'll just see what it is. Creative project. So it feels almost like a little mini vacation in your head. Have some creativity, build something, make something beautiful. Make something beautiful. And so it could be, a physical thing, some room in your house that you're organizing and painting or whatever, something like that. It could be artwork. It could be landscaping. It could be almost anything that you can think up. Do it. Have fun. Get a paint by number kit from the dollar store. It doesn't have to be anything big or sellable or whatever. It has to stir your creative juices. That's the only requirement. And so, music, they're showing, on the card here, they're showing music and being creative and making something new. And it feels so good to do that. That's beautiful. Okay, Taurus, can you help me for a minute? Let's put some of that creativity into the world. And let's just spread that around. Like that old, I think it was a commercial or something that used to be on TV. There's the old woman who's saying, Frank's Red Hot Sauce, I put that shit on everything. Let's put this creative shit on everything. Spread it all over the world. This is awesome. Thank you so much, Taurus. I love you. I appreciate you. And I hope you have a great week.